Well, hello and welcome and welcome and hello and welcome and hello. What a fine hello. What a fine how do you do this is on a Tuesday. Just slapped in the testicles with one of those little conductor sticks. Just a whack whack. Is that just a big chopstick or what? What the fuck is going on there? Anyway, guys, welcome and hello. Let me just dispense with the pleasantries. I absolutely hate you guys. I hate you guys so much. Opportunity slaps you right across the face like a cold hard salami, and all you want to do is complain. It was a great Warren Buffett, my great grandfather, who has of course left me out completely of the inheritance. He gave all the money to Bill and Melinda Gates, and they squandered it on bull haircuts, pale skin vampire treatments, and the like. Weird dating relationships with former coworkers, things like that. Who knows what's going on at the Gates Foundation? Anyway, guys, welcome and hello and welcome. Today, of course, we're talking SMCI. I do want to talk about Neo because absolutely, I knew something like this was coming. I thought it was going to be a buyout from BYD. They were just too quiet. There wasn't enough development, and all those cars that CATL introduced, like those 10 nameplates that they're talking about. And I don't want this to turn into a Neo video because I want to do another Neo video here in a little while. I actually have one racked and stacks, the best on wax. It is your old buddy, Danny Deals. What's going on, guys? Got somebody on the bat phone. Anyway, guys, sorry, I got a couple of calls going on here. Premier the option, wearing the not a lurker hat, of course. What's up, B Dub? Dub wants to slap everyone in the testicles. Well, if you don't have any testicles, we can slap you across the face. Whatever you want to do. We're an equal opportunity, slappy, slap happy, slappy sons of bitches over here. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello and welcome. Of course, it is me. It is Danny Deals. They call me cornbread because I am moist, doughy, and I crumble under pressure. They call me the tugboat because I am short in stature. I pull more than my own weight, and I'm rarely far from my home port. They call me Crisco because I'm fat in the can. They call me mini water. I don't know why they call me mini water. Probably because I'm a complete idiot. It looks even silly because I have these big John Madden ham hands, kind of a bear paw, if you will. Throw up the bear paw. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello, and welcome. You go live, and it's usually not a lurker on the bat phone, but live on the air. Hey, it's Brian with a Y, the great Brian with a Y. Thanks for joining us, guys. Sorry I haven't talked to you in a while. Just been really busy, guys. Work, life, etc. So anyway, volume is down. Wouldn't worry about that. Today, I just want to talk valuation, guys, because there's a story told about this stock narrative in the media. It's so risky. It's not growing. They don't earn any money. They're drowning in debt. And when I start looking at the data, I start looking at the numbers, I start looking at all the recent filings, the previous filings, I find none of that is true. And I think the price has been fixed by shorts. I think it's completely disconnected from fundamentals. I think, and the reason I'm focusing on forward PE, guys, why focus on, the price to earnings ratio? It's probably, the single most used, most important, tried and true, indicator people use when researching stocks, price to earnings. And say, why go forward price to earnings? Because the market is forward looking. The market cares a lot more about what you're going to do next year than what you did last year or what you're doing this year. Because, forward price to earnings indicates not only how a company is performing, but is it going up or down? So I look at it, even a company like Dell. Super Micro is getting a lower forward PE ratio than Dell. That is not growing at all. And Super Micro is growing 60% on the top line. Now, there's another disingenuous argument that said earnings growth is stalled. And I think they've explained a lot of that with the, the product life cycle, the fact that they're just launching is going to, take margins back from, the low tens, low teens, whatever, to the high teens, at least mid-teens. That's why I'm normalizing with forward PE, because who cares? If you say, okay, the margin is low, then how are they earning money? A lot of people who studied economics and study operations and study companies and study history would say, if you're going to earn, $5 billion, it might actually be better to do that selling, $50 billion at 10% than it would be to do that selling $10 billion at a 50% margin, because it's a lot less risk. You have a machine. These commoditized things tend to be a lot safer, but it's also disingenuous to say Supermicro just builds metal boxes. Anyone can do what they can do. They are clearly the leader in liquid cooling, which is where things are going. It's a huge pack of lies, guys. Why am I not? Another announcement before I do, I just want to show you where I'm at with the chart, guys. This is I didn't change anything here, by the way. I don't go back and like slide lines around to try to make it fit what happened today. This is what happened today, guys. So really bloody there at the end, but it's really not much of a drop. It's the exact same place it was the first day March traded. It closed at $36, and it's basically been, held there ever since. I mean, I don't see any difference between here and here and here. It closed below there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. It's been back so there's nothing really technically to worry about on the chart. It hasn't broken down below this wedge horizontally. It hasn't broken down, below this channel. So to sort of go back into this lower channel that it was trading in from, let's say, early August through early February. So it's still up here, but hanging on by a thread, hanging on by just a butt hair there. Anyway, guys, so I'm not going to go through why I think it's going to go back up. I don't think anything's changed there. These pump and dumps are absolutely incessant. I mean, the daily, you're seeing a lot of selling today. What was going on with the shorts? This is important. Supermicro adds to portfolio next wave of AI with NVIDIA Blackwell featuring. They have more solutions than anyone else, better solutions than anyone else. Interesting analysis here. White box server market. Sorry, something. I don't know if I think Ortex logged me out again. It always does this. But I read this article earlier, and white box server market expected unprecedented growth, projected to expand at 40.6% CAGR, and I believe that was 2022 through 2028. And it's no secret Supermicro is growing. Let me see if I can show you the live short interest. I don't know. Yeah, it seems to have logged me out, guys. Let me pop this out here. I got to put my glasses down, or that one guy will say, he got my login off my glasses, and it just makes me paranoid. Just want to wear like a tinfoil hat. I'm a complete idiot, guys. What are you going to do, right? Okay, seem to have no, I don't know. Ortex is so finicky, I guess, because so many people like share the accounts that it gets like super sketchy. I think like most U-turders, like 50 U-turders, most of them with their made up names like Jink and Tom and whatever. Let's see, guys. Cooler tap water reboot. Got Nautilurker on the bat phone. I want to thank the great Nautilurker, of course. We have the Nautilurker hat, limited edition. Of course, it's limited to one. You might ask, where can I buy one of those great looking caps, Danny? You can't. You can't. You can't, because I hate you. Anyway, guys, let me put this thing back on. So this is a super important story. White box server market set for unprecedented growth, expected 40.6%. Guys, Supermicro is at the center of the hottest, fastest growing industry wave, whatever you want to call it. AI is not just an industry. AI is not just a change. AI is going to be a reset, the way the internet was a reset. Between 1990s, 2000s, you saw the dot-com boom. Think back to life before write covered calls, comfort level 3045 is writing covered calls, pretty good strategy here. The problem is, they could hit you with an inopportune pump and dump. You just have to have the stones for it and write somewhere where you don't mind being called away. But this thing can move very, very quickly. But all you guys who write options, you might feed on that volatility. You might not. It just depends how you write, when you write. And if you're, like Birdie or the smart people, TJ the wheel deal, you're always writing. You never stop writing. Always be writing. It's like, the Richard Roma of sales said of always be closing, always be writing, always be writing. Yeah, right covered calls make money. That's very true. That's very true. It's study after study shows, you make money selling options. You don't make money buying options unless you're really smart, chunky. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello. So you guys should read this yourself, but DataBridge Market Research, they're basically talking about, the growth in this industry, white boxes, put together servers. I don't know if Supermicro necessarily fits into this, but it's basically talking about the growth of this off the shelf and customized, AI data center server market is just going insane. So I think, how you look back now and you can barely remember life before your smartphone, before the internet. Remember stocks and investing before there was any internet? I mean, I don't necessarily there was an internet, but I remember you called your broker, you paid the fee. This was back way before Y2K wiped out all the systems and subsystems. I moved to Mars back then. You guys are just sitting in the matrix, fiddling your own. I don't know, guys. I'm a total idiot. But anyway, you knew that if you watch this channel. So exceptional growth in their industry, AI, and then people like, well, but they're not showing growth. Well, okay, look, they were stuck at about $3 billion in sales 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. 2022, you see an increase of like 1.6 billion, just a huge increase. And then to 2023, you see an increase of 2 billion, like a 40% increase in sales. And then 2024, 7.1 to 15, you see 110%. And then last year, this current year that we're in, that, their fiscal year ends end of June. So it's about 75% over. They're seeing just anemic top line growth at 55%. And then analysts are expecting 60% next year. But Sue, that's at 34 billion in sales. Uncle Chucky said they're going to do conservatively 40 billion. So that would put top line growth much, much higher. But I say normalize all this stuff just for forward PE. What are you looking at? They're like, okay, this thing trades down with NVIDIA. Well, look at SMCI. Okay, and I'm going with a normalized source, just one of the, I know everyone will have different PEs, different stuff, just depending on what data they count in. But their PE 16 and a half, forward PE with what analysts are estimating below 9. If you take a look at what Uncle Chucky's estimates, probably closer to like 7.5 on a forward PE. Now, people like it's trading down with NVIDIA, but look at it. NVIDIA's PE ratio is 40 and the forward PE ratio is 28. So they're not growing earnings. At least analysts don't think they're going to grow earnings, as quickly as SMCI, because that ratio is going from 17 down to 7.5 to 9, just depending on who you want to believe. NVIDIA is going from 40 to 28. Now you look at Dell, they're not growing at all. And they're going from, forward PE of 10.26. And Supermicro, like I said, their analysts are listing it just below 9. I think it's really going to be, 7.5, 8. Just, again, it depends who you want to believe. Do they know what customers and contracts they have lined up for later this year, or don't they? Are they just making it all up? Is it all just a giant fraud? I don't know. You can look at, any other company. You can look at a company like Celsius. Forward PE 31. What company has a forward PE from 7.5 to 9 and is growing the top line at 60%? It's completely. So you go back and you say, well, there's all this risk from the accounting irregularities, from these, transactions made with related parties. But when the auditor goes back, all the sales and things are real. It's not a fraud. It's not made up. The errors were, ethical lapses, organizational lapses, operational lapses around the margins. It was basically improper controls, not enough people, not enough accountability, not enough structure, not enough systems. These are all things that are fixable. And how does it make sense? This company is actually growing faster than NVIDIA, believe it or not. I mean, you can go to even don't go by revenue, which is where they're growing the fastest. Let's go to where's the PE ratio? No, PE is what I want. I don't know where. Okay, let's go to net income. Let's go to net income. And just pop NVIDIA in there. I mean, okay, they're not. This is a nominal. I messed this all up, guys. Shocker. But I charted out Dell is going the other way. NVIDIA and SMCI are basically charting. Where did I get the PE? I'm sorry, I can't use any of this. Gross profit, operating, pre-com, income, shares outstanding. I'm sorry, guys. I had this all set up, and then it all as I was telling the great Not a Lurker, my whole stream crashed, and then I had to try to reset everything very quickly, and it just did not seem to take. But anyway, you'll have to take my word for it, guys. And don't take my word for it. Take Investors Business Daily research for it. A lot of people trust these guys. I don't find their system particularly useful, but that's just me. SMCI ranked first in their group. If you look at, again, this particular rating, Smart Select Corporate Ratings, it tracks the relative degree of institutional buying versus selling in a particular stock in the last 13 weeks. They get an A+, a proprietary rating pioneered by IBD, help investors identify companies with superior sales growth, profit margins, return on equities. They get an A. So what are you going to actually believe? The data that feeds into these type of ratings? Or are you going to believe a narrative that says a company that's growing at 100%, 55%, and 60 to 70% on the top line is not growing at all? And a company that, you could go back and say, okay, their earnings were like 20 cents. This company just broke $1 billion in sales in 2012, I believe. And they were stuck at 3 billion until just a couple of years ago, 5, 7, 14, 25, 40. I mean, it's extraordinary hypergrowth on sale for well under 10 times forward PE in the industry that shows absolutely no signs of slowing down. These hyperscalers just increase their budget. Everybody's like, well, they're worried about them, slowing their spending. Why? They're not. You could worry about anything. AI spending is slowing down. It's just factually not true. Look at what all the big boys are saying. SoftBank's just coming out with huge new investments. It's not just, Google. It's not, Uncle Chucky just did a presentation on how they built, the giant Grok AI center with Elon Musk in only 121 days. At any other company, it would have taken at least a year. But Musk pushed him and demanded perfection, and SMCI delivered. And I'm sure they'll be part of everybody saying, oh, they're going to lose these big customers. And Uncle Chucky's telling you the exact opposite, is we're setting up to land bigger and bigger customers, bigger and bigger contracts. You're going to know soon, guys. The fiscal year they say they're going to sell 40 billion conservatively starts on July 1st. Only 3 months away. You think they don't know what they're building, what business, what orders? They have plenty of cash, plenty of inventory. Yes, they had cash flow problems, all these accounting issues. And of course, they're going to blame their auditor and not their own, terrible judgment. Because that's what you do in America. You accept no responsibility and you blame everybody else. That's the move. Of course, I didn't see the NVIDIA keynote. I've been working since like 5 a.m. I just came up for air. I don't know anything. That's a little secret of this channel. I don't know anything. Another thing, guys, if you look at the short report, the official report, if you will, now they have 102 million short, sold short, 160 million on loan. You look at the official report, end of February, it had just gone up off of 78, 77, 91. It was sitting 103 million. Now, what do you see since then? End of February right here, nothing but shorting, 39, 38, 41, 41. Now, mid-30s, somewhat neutral, but last couple days, today 46, yesterday 43, the last 2 days before that on, I guess it would have been Wednesday and Thursday, 49 and 50, close to 50. So they just haven't stopped shorting the stock in the low 40s and the 30s. So you just have to think they think they're going to push it down more. And what I expect to see is the borrowing start to come down if the short starts to go up, when you're going to flip to the upside. And You saw that start to happen. Shares on loan had fallen all the way from February 13, 177 million down to beginning of March, 140. And then it popped all the way back up real quick in like a week and a half to 170 million, now back to 163 million. So it's just really all over the place. But the short, has gone up. It was yesterday, I think 108 million. I think the real short interest is probably at least 110 million. And you have high institutional ownership, very high insider ownership, a lot of borrowing, and just not a lot of shares to go around. When they flip it, it's going to be violent. You say, well, why are they going to flip it? Maybe they're just going to short it back down to the 20s. I don't see that the way the bulls, bought all the stock back in Q4. They're only going to want to let it hang around as long as they want to accumulate it low, and retail's selling low, and retail's not going to dump anymore at these low prices. The last idiots of us that are left are battle hardened types of people that have to wear helmets around in everyday life. God, I hate mini waters. Like, honestly, what is the point? You just can't have a normalized standard of a 12-ounce water. Just overwhelmed with the last 4 ounces. What are you gaining with a mini water? Is it worth the cost? What we lose as a society in terms of being together as a family. Who the hell is this? Oh, it's not a lurker. Let's see. Yeah, mini water. I mean, dude, mini waters are a hugely controversial topic that, go back further than the Hatfields and McCoys. You have, scores of people, wars started over mini waters. Furious people. Next earnings will hopefully give SMCI the bump it needs. It dumped big time today, but not enough so I could buy under 35. Any predictions on when we'll see a new... Thomas, it's just so much fake volatility. It is completely controlled on a tick-by-tick basis. They dump, they short, they accumulate. All these things they do in a very controlled manner designed to separate retail with their money and with their shares as low as possible, and also with their money that they're paying an options premium. Because, smart money is obviously selling options. And they're buying some options too, but let's see, guys. Yeah. Karens. Let's see, guys. Karens love mini waters. Like, I'll just have a water, but I don't think I want a 12-ounce water. And it's like, what am I going to do with that extra 4 ounces? Okay, I'm walking around with a bottle of water in my hand. I don't want to throw it away. I have no place to recycle. Who wants to lose that dime? California CRV. Now I'm stuck because I brought a medium-sized handbag. I should have brought a large handbag. You got to let me know in advance if you're going to expect me to deal with a 12-ounce water. Okay? All right. I'm a bit of a pear shape, see? You still can't use your cell phone while you're driving. Listen here, officer. These mini waters are a huge problem. I don't know. I just can't imagine Karens get along well with full-size waters, mini waters, traffic officers. What water drinkers drink when they don't. When you're driving. Are you driving? All right. It's John Taffer loves mini waters. Taffer top tip is spacing, guys. If you're complete drunk, just drink one water in between each drink. You won't get quite as drunk. That's a John Taffer top tip. It is spacing. And remember, guys, if you're a fan of Bar Rescue, John Taffer does not embrace excuses. He embraces solutions. Like, one of my favorite guys in reality TV show history was the drunk assistant manager in Bar Rescue who kept saying he was all in. He's like, I'm all in. Like he did nothing. He helped never. And he just kept saying whenever John Taffer would say something, the guy was drunk and he would just agree with him. He's like, if you say I'm all in one more time, I'm going to kill you. It's just absolutely. I think John Taffer from Bar Rescue has murdered several people and gotten away with it just because he's so charismatic. Like, who wears a trench coat and black gloves these days? Mafia hitman, perhaps? Or Bar Rescue's John Taffer? I'm going to send my wife into this bar, and I'm going to be appalled when people look at her giant exposed breasts. I'm going to do the same with my daughter. What that's my daughter. It's like, I didn't know, some random person walking into a bar. I'm a drunk manager. What do you expect me to do? I'm a complete degenerate piece of shit. Well, I can't argue with that. And they always, we always, all the universal thing in the shows is like, your manager's terrible, your chef's terrible, your friends are terrible, all the people you're hiring are terrible, and you have no balls, so you don't do anything about it. It's like, well, I don't know, he has some good qualities too. What are his good qualities? Give me one good quality. He's like, I like his goatee. That's not really a quality. I mean, it doesn't matter, hotel hell, nightmares, kitchen. I still do love Peter from Peter's Place. Like, you made such an impact on me. I'm going to name my first child Gordon Pellegrino Donatelli Versace Ramsey the Fourth. Why would you name your child the fourth? It's clearly the first generation. I did it for emphasis, Gordon. I fell in love with Chef. What can I do? Some violent psychopath, like before he's some low-level mafioso, but like, you hurt my dad. He's like just attacking some like produce vendor on the sidewalk. He's like, what can I do? I fell in love with Chef. And his sister does all the fucking work. His sister's just like working away, and he's some big idiot, just spending the family's last fortunes on a Mercedes and like big suits and watches. Oh God, I love that episode. It's like, you get me like a cranberry juice. It's good for my sugar. Oh my God. His sister's like, serving him behind the bar. The family just goes completely bankrupt. Oh, American small business runs on a bunch of short-fused, violent psychopaths. Love all my contractors, though. Love all my vendors. They're all perfectly rational people. Oh, I made a mistake on your check there. Yeah, it's rather than bring the error to my attention, why don't you go ahead and just attack me with a wrench? Makes sense for an innocent mistake. God forbid you accidentally cut somebody off in traffic these days. Jesus. 50-50 chance of just being murdered for any slight inadvertent, driving error, or what is even perceived as an error. I don't know. Young people, some young people are very angry. I don't know if you guys deal, probably most of you are in Southern California. These LA freeways drive people absolutely insane. And they're worse than ever. And now they're bad all the time. Guys, I'm sorry I'm not talking about stocks. What are we talking? Del Taco? Are we talking tacos? I love tacos. How do you know I love tacos? Del Taco, really? Might as well just buy foot. Oh my God. Del Taco is one of the worst fast food choices. Like, I don't know. There's something like that Mexican-American fast food. I haven't eaten it in many years, but it's just worse than anything. Actually, Burger King, I haven't eaten long. What gives you the worst, like, projectile, horrible diarrhea? What type of fast food? Leave it in the comments. Anyway, guys, yeah, there is no Del Taco on the East Coast. There is, guys, interestingly enough, Hellman's, man. There's like, what about Sonic? I used to, for many, many years, I would see like 500 Sonic commercials on TV, and there was no Sonics. It was like, what am I going to drive to Texas to get one of those Texas toast hamburgers? Like, how do you put commercial after commercial after commercial for years on cable TV with the Sonic guys, and there's no Sonics? Like, the nearest one's in Orange County. There's only 2 of them. Yeah, knockout investing. Taco Bell is the absolute worst. That beef substitute, you're going to have diarrhea before you leave the parking lot, before it even touch your lips. Like, oh, is that the double queso gordito? Yeah, we're throwing in a toy for the kids, and then a 12-pack of triple roll toilet paper for you and the missus. All right. Give me 10 fire sauces also. And gross, it depends. I fell in love with Chef, in all honesty. Like, I love the guy. Like, he's like, watch yourself. He's like, you sound like you're something out The Godfather. What the hell? What the hell's going on here? It's like, well, what do you think the problem is? You're like, you're the problem. Problem, problem, problem. You're the problem. It's like, finally, somebody's telling him what he needs to hear. All the employees are like, just elated that Gordon's willing to just kick the shit out of this poser. Dude, Gordon Ramsay played professional, soccer. Guy could probably beat the hell out of all these TV chefs. I don't know about all the fillers and Botox. He looks very strange to me now. But basically, all celebrities age now. They just completely like wipe out their face with like fillers, Botox, plastic surgery. Like Simon Cowell, that'd be like an extreme. Like, you don't even look like the same person anymore. I don't know. I'm just going to age very poorly. I'm already well into the process. Nobody gives thumbs up, BW. Everybody hates me. That's the secret. That's why they watch. Model lurker's going to throw up. Don't do that. Don't do that. Definitely don't sub and like. It's the worst mistake you could ever possibly make. But guys, I mean, to me, does it make a big difference? Am I really that upset if the stock is trading at 37 versus 43? No. I don't care. I'm not going to sell here. I'm not even going to think about selling till 89. And I don't think I'm going to sell there because I think they're going to do the 40 billion. And that's going to be 65% top line growth, re-accelerating. And you watch those net profits, those EPS numbers, they will follow. This is a company that believes in itself enough to make massive, massive investments. They could have spent less in R&D, less on factories, less on new campuses. Is multiple campuses campi? They have multiple new campi under conception, development, construction, destruction, etc. We just finished one campus. We're going to tear it down and build another one. You think that makes sense, Uncle Chucky? Like, no. We need a third campus in San Jose. Are you sure? The mayor's on board. Of course the fucking mayor's on board. You're going to spend a fortune here. Does it make sense for our shareholders? Fuck our shareholders. Anyway, yeah, I mean, you're talking about a guy who was supposed to, save wealthy, privileged trees, and he ended up chopping them all down just to build another vineyard because he likes good wine. He used the endangered trees to make barrels, age his wine. He's like, fuck all of y'all. I'm Uncle Chucky. Built this company myself, founded in San Ho in 1993. What have y'all done? I got blue blazers with brass buttons. You guys are talking about accounting fraud. I'm talking about sales. What have I done for you lately? I'll tell you what I've done for you lately. I've increased the top line 110%, 54%, and next year I'm going to do 70%. Like it's my job, you bunch of wankers. What's bio? Oh, yeah, Neo. You guys want to do a Neo? You want to shut this turd down and do a Neo? I might actually have some time. It's going to be tight. It's going to be chunky. What was ending? What was waiting at the end of that road? Like, could you imagine like an Unsolved Mysteries, like Danny Deals, like was a chunky stock analyst doing an inanely stupid live broadcast. Fortunately, no criminal activity was afoot. Yeah, we're fine. Just doing live here. But the chunky stock monkey had a secret. He liked cheeseburgers. Like, that's no secret. I obviously like cheeseburgers. Look at me. Like, actually, that was a trick question. I don't like cheeseburgers. I like bacon cheeseburgers. Applewood smoked bacon cheeseburgers. Yeah, I'm going to do a Neo tonight, guys. I don't know what time I'm at. I make it my personal game. Not a lurker is going to be, having pleasant dreams of sugar plums dancing around his beautiful bald head, and there's nothing I can do. Last thing you want to do is piss off Mrs. Lurker before a regatta. Woman loves a good regatta. But who doesn't? Slapshot regatta. That was a great scene. Slapshot regatta, and she's out of my league. Hit his brother right in the nuts. No, who's she? Seriously. She's with me. No, seriously. Would you get lost? I like the family, the dad. No, what the hell are you doing with dipshit here? He's like, come on, dad. He's like, it's a fair question. It's a fair question. It's out of my league. Highly underrated film. Stainer. Anyway, that fat guy was pretty good. You give her my Facebook? You have a Facebook. I'm Kurt Keckner, and I'm right here. This is why you learn to be the casino, write covered calls. Host don't talk. Yeah, again, good advice again. Yeah, write covered calls. It's just, would you want to, it's, look at the volatility though. I mean, it might have been tempting to write covered calls here, and then the stock spikes to 66. And it's very tempting to write here, but you've had price stability now for about 2 weeks. I'm going to want to see like another week before I feel comfortable. Like I was writing some in here. I was writing back here. I didn't own very many shares here because I just bought most of my shares like here. But anyway, guys, I basically write covered calls on everything unless the price is going crazy, or sometimes it's right around earnings. I don't, but my covered calls have been lagging. I got to say, my whole options game has been lagging. I've just been too busy with other work to actually stay on top of it like I should. But guys, it's free money. I mean, covered calls are basically the easiest free money in the stock market, the easiest free money anywhere. So many people want to buy them from you, just hand you their money for nothing. Worst case scenario, you sell your shares of stock at a price you want to sell them. And as everyone can tell you here, you don't necessarily have to get called away. If you see that coming, you can adjust your position, roll out of it. Think about like, jiu-jitsu guys, everybody around South Bay, like to have those like Gracie jiu-jitsu stickers on their car. Dude, I mean, who cares? You take jiu-jitsu lessons, you're gonna kick my ass on the side of the road. Like, I don't know. Most of those guys can't fight a lick anyway. But anyway, it's like the guys who have the stickers, aren't the real guys. It's like the guys who buy the Harleys and, get the brand new jackets and just rub it in your face. Hey, I'm a dentist. I have a ton of money. Fuck you. Hey, man, built not bought. Built not bought. Like, I don't care. I bought it. Super nice. Brand new. Starts every time. All right. It's pretty nice, I guess. I don't know. Everybody's a hard ass until they're not. But yeah, you can't, guys, writing covered calls is the move. There's just, I don't talk about it enough. I sell a lot of covered calls. I've said it a million times. I don't try to teach people about options because there's just a million people far more qualified than myself that do a far better job than I ever could. So this is mostly just fun stuff, guys. Really nothing, no information, no advice, nothing I can get hurt. If I start trying to give people options advice and then I go away, I don't have time. I don't explain things properly. People miss the concepts. I don't understand all the concepts. It's just, I just don't like to talk about things I don't know. I don't understand. Like, well, then why are you talking about stocks, you big fat idiot? Fair enough. Touche. But, I just don't, even though I do use covered call strategies, use a wheel strategy, use a bunch of different strategies. It's just not something I want to go into trying to, teach other people because, like I said, I'm not the most qualified person, and there's a million better places you could learn it. So, my disclaimer: BW Star. You can learn it from BW Star. Smelt in the air, quarter mile away back to the hotel. Dude, guys, I hate to say it. I don't mean to be controversial. I don't get Tommy's. I don't think In-N-Out's that good. I mean, I like Chick-fil-A, but it doesn't like upset me that they're not open on Sunday. Like they're not open. Move on, dude. It's chicken strips, bro. Like people are like, oh my God, In-N-Out. First thing I do when I get off the plane, I don't go to see my kids. I don't kiss my wife. I go right to In-N-Out. It's a decent burger. The fries aren't very good. It's a nice spongy bun. I mean, they're fresh quality ingredients, but I mean, it's a burger. I don't know. People are very passionate, guys. People are very passionate. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what this show is about. I'm going to try to regroup and get a Neo together. Also, I got a personal request from my biological father, one Tony Notes, the great Anthony Noto, CEO of SoFi Technologies Incorporated. He personally requested that I perform the SoFi Rock Opera just to try to prop up the stock, get the ship righted. So I'm considering it, but he still hasn't publicly acknowledged that I'm his son, so that's a bit problematic. And also, who wants to acknowledge they have a chubby son or a chunky son or a fat son, even approximately their same age? It's embarrassing. It's hard to explain. It's impossible to explain for that matter. But Papa, if you're listening, and I know you are, I'm thinking about it. I may do the SoFi Rock Opera. It's just so incredibly stupid. I will be humiliated. I will have to dye my hair and fake quit YouTube. It'll just be absolutely the most. I will be doing the most. It'll be incredible. Yeah, the Chia Pet is this skinny, pasty, bespeckled Chia Pet is actually, I'm pretty sure I'm older than him, so I don't know if that'll work. Strong P drop 39, 38 revenues, earnings growing, getting higher. Michael Anthony always has some good ideas, guys. You guys should pay attention to Michael Anthony if you want to find some good, deep value. Chia Pet is my father. Thank you, Mr. Premium Ops. Appreciate it. Poto, what's going on? SMCI. Yeah, it is a bit of a nut kicking, but don't worry, Bookend Tech. I'm telling you, they're controlling this price action. Look at the ratios. PE ratio 16. This year's almost over. Next year, 7 to 9. They're going to hit that 40 billion. I believe Uncle Chucky. I think he knows what's coming better than anyone. They just put out a bunch of new product, guys. They're putting out more stuff than anybody. They're far ahead in this stuff. They're far ahead. Data center building block solution. I mean, nobody can touch their density, their cooling, their efficiency, their energy use. They just can't. And everybody who knows what they're talking about says that. HPE is completely crashed and completely in the crapper. Dell, Lenovo. Lenovo bought those IBM, laptops. Used to have that little red dot you used as a mouse. What the fuck was that? ThinkPad? If you didn't have one, nobody knew what the fuck to do. It was like, hey, can you just pull that up on my computer? The little red dot, red joystick. What am I working with here? Am I running some kind of evil super laser, cutting a heroin in half, like strapped to a table? What is this red button? What am I doing? How do I even operate this thing? I think Lenovo kept that around for a little bit, and then they ditched it. Oh, fascinating, right? Guys, I cannot fathom why anyone would watch this show. It is so stupid. Anyway, read some of these articles. Don't read these articles. Buy Supermicro. Sell Supermicro. Do nothing with Supermicro. Jump out your office window. Hopefully land in a pool or something. But no, I don't care what you do. Like I said, I hate you guys. You're all a bunch of complete whiny idiots. It's like, oh my God, the stock went from 17 to 48 to 25 to 66. And it's like, do you think there's a lot of volatility? You think maybe, I don't know, is some just fat douche in a nondescript office what exactly is going to happen? I'm just maybe guessing for entertainment purposes only. Hey, you don't even know what's going to happen. Hey, Chunky is charged. Quote the great Rob Dyrdek. Don't know why he's great, but he is. Did I hear that guy, his friend, like the dude who owned the shoe company, Ken Block, did he die in it? I hope I'm wrong about that. Somebody told me that. I didn't know if it was true. It's on that Fantasy Factory show. What's up, Javier? How's it going, my buddy? Yeah, this show's a complete piece of crap. Figure that out. Bonobo, liquid cooling bonobo. I've been having bad blue balls with SMCI. Well, that's an unrelated problem, but I could see, where when you've been kicked in the nuts 67 times. But guys, what difference does it make to you if it's 43 or 37? Who cares? I mean, if you're stupid enough to be buying weekly calls and not selling them on the first pop on Monday, you get what you get. Don't try to trade. You're too slow and stupid and greedy. You don't take profits. Trader, guys, let me give you a little secret. Let me disabuse you of some misinformation. if you're gonna be a trader, you have to take profits. You can't always hope for more. If you see a lot of profits in the short term, chances are they're going to evaporate if you sit there like a schlub and don't do anything. Like, whoa, what am I supposed to do? I wanted to sell and now it's down at 37. Well, why didn't you sell at 66, ass face? Why are you complaining to me? You're the one making your own decisions. Don't blame me for being stupid and not doing the right thing. Like, if you're trading, trade. Sell the highs, buy the lows, rinse and repeat. If you're too stupid and emotional and weak to do that, don't try to trade. Listen to Strongman. He's right. You shouldn't be here. This is not for you. This ain't no place for the weary kind, guys. This ain't no place to lose your mind. Oh, anyway. We all love Not a Lurker, Lisa, that's for sure. Is the great Alberto Bertiables here? Speaking of Lisa, I have not seen the great Alberto Bertiables, but knowing how the great Alberto Bertiables, he's probably on a vacation, riding his Harley, or shaving intricate details into his goatee. Let's see, guys. Here he is. I saw him. There he is. I'm here. Dang it. Need to block somebody. Block everybody, Bertie. It's a big, useless sack of turds here. Let's see, guys. I'm almost out of mini water, meaning the show's almost over. He is there. Thank you. Got the great Not a Lurker on the bat phone. Guys, they call me Mini Water. Kareem. Nothing but net. Anyway, guys, so Supermicro has new stuff coming out. You saw this article on the white box, extreme growth. They're predicting extreme growth. Profits are going to grow. Top line is going to grow. NVIDIA is going to grow. NVIDIA just had new stuff out today. Supermicro's joined with Jensen at the hip. They may as well be wearing a flashy leather jacket. Looking like a boss. Uncle Chucky's the big boss. Doesn't give a fuck. Coming at you with a blue blazer he bought in 1987. Spends his money on $1 million bottles of wine, cutting down endangered trees just to spite environmentalists who gave him money. Doesn't give a fuck. Oh, you violated export regulations? He's like, scoreboard. We're making tons of money. We're growing rapidly. It's like, oh, you didn't report these related party transactions. He's like, scoreboard, adjusted EBITDA, bitches. Like, we're growing our top line 65, 70% this year. What have you done? Nothing? Try to tear people down? Try to trade on the back of a Hindenburg report? Hold on one sec, guys. I'm going to close this thing. Sorry about that, guys. Had to take some calls here. Duty calls. Anyway, another beating today, down 10%. If you're in SMCX like me, that was a 20% loss. Just really hurts. I will post my positions again. It's not because they're down that I'm not posting. It's just I've been moving a lot of stuff around. I've been positioning shares to sell more calls, actually. Taking stuff out of SoFi, taking stuff out of some of the platforms that don't allow you much flexibility with options, moving them to those that do. So I want to show my whole position. It'd probably be 6 accounts, not counting retirement accounts. So it's not just quite that easy. But what I show is a representative of my position. It's not like, oh, some anomaly that I bought and whatever did the opposite. Nothing like that. So I always try to be reasonably honest. You know, I'm down on my SMCX position. I'm a little bit up, I think, on my shares. I made a lot of money on options on the way up. Gave a little bit of it back at the top, but still, you know, doing really well overall on this stock. But it is a Gruden grinder, guys. It is an absolute Gruden grinder. They just want to, you know, grind your bones up for flour to make their bread, grist for the mill, whatever it is. It's a war of attrition. You know, they want to wait you out. They want to take your shares as low as possible. They want to cover. They want to dump. They want to suppress. They want to malign. They want to do all of those things, you know, just kind of hit the stock. You know, that's the bottom line. Absolutely. PJ, the great PJ. Probably the greatest person in the world. Takeaway, probably. Definitely. So yeah, I don't know what else the hell I was talking about, guys. Where is she? Where is she? There she is. No, she isn't. That's R. There she is. Right back at you. Oh, it's the great Savage of Wall Street. Probably got his tiny Vienna sausage caught in his pants. I hope you're talking about me. I definitely did. What's going on, PJ? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're good, Savage. Hope you're good, Birdie. Hope you're good, Lisa. What's going on? It's micromanage. Hey, as long as it's one or the other. Either you have to know how to use it or it has to be of adequate size. Can't ask for too much, ladies. Did you hear you have an old chef? Did I hear me? Yes, I do. I'm a big C10 guy. I'm a big C10 guy. So just leave it at that. You know, if you see somebody buzzing around in a C10 driving like a crazy person, it's probably me. SoFi was down. SoFi is just such an easy buy at this point. Their forward PE is like 40. SMCI's forward PE is probably realistically 7.5. Though they're saying 8.9. But Uncle Chucky's saying sales are going to be 20% higher than analysts think. So I don't know, guys. Anyway, I'm all talked out, ladies and gents. I got to run. I'm going to try to do a Neo video later. I'll just have to. I'm not going to try. I'm going to do it, but it might be one of those insomniac, 2 a.m. type of things. So we'll just have to see. Don't tell anybody about this show, guys. It is an absolute turd sandwich wrapped up in a douche box. Bookend tackles. Good to see you. I think my testicles just dropped. My voice just cracked. Finally, I'm hitting puberty. Just going into my, just approaching my 50s here. My testicles dropped. Thinking, my acne will go away sometime when my hair starts falling out. Testes will drop. It'll all be glorious. Angels will sing from the heavens. Blah, blah, blah. Dude ass face. I have to agree with you. It's the greatest show of all time. You're going to be on this planet a long time, kid. So there's 2 things you must do well: cook and screw. Well, you're definitely going to keep your woman happy. I don't know about the tax man, the bill man, anybody else. They're definitely not paying me for food or sex. They want cold, hard cash. Ducats, dineros, cross my palm with silver, lay it on me, stick it to me. Nut drops as much like a might drop. Tesla's been absolutely beat up. I'm glad I sold, some of my position in the 4s, but I still think with all the political stuff, I still think Tesla has a lot going on with AI, robotics. I said it a long time. I never thought they were going to be a car company. The cars are just more robots. Cars are a low margin commodity business. They can never compete with the Chinese on that stuff. Chinese are turning out smart EVs for like $15,000. Of course, that's with a lot of, government supplementation. They give all their companies creatine. Like, if you work hard in the gym, you'll put on extra. What is it? Steroids? Is it going to be easy? No. This gives you a tiny edge in, like creatine. It's like people, it was funny, like back in the day when I was, in the gym all the time, like people thought like creatine was like some magic bullet. He's like, I'm just going to take creatine. Why am I still benching like 185? I'm like, well, because you're a little twerp. Like, well, how are you benching 400? Oh, I'm a big fat asshole. I'm over twice your weight, Dippy Skippy. Proportionally, we're benching the same. You're never going to bench 400 at $120. You have absolutely zero muscle mass. You're all bone and glasses, and braces and retainers. That's not the same as pecs. Got to get big man boobs if you want to hit a good bench. You got to bounce that bench as hard as you can off your man boobs and rib cage, getting a springboard-like effect. Think about one of those female gymnasts who runs down, does a tumble, hits that little, springboardy thing. It's like kind of a curved board, kind of like you're walking a plank. Hit that thing, triple back handspring into a sow cow. Think about that same idea. You just draw, all you got to do to bench 400, just throw 4 wheels on each side of the bar, get a spotter, get a couple of strong spotters to kind of suspend that bar out over your chest, have them on the count of 3, release all force, drop that thing at the force of gravity right off your chest, breast, head, neck, and chest, hit your man boobs dead center, push, and you'll complete that perfect rep. Of course, you're going to crush your entire sternum. Probably need to immediately go to the emergency room for surgery. Probably go directly into an iron lung. All Arthur Digby Sellers. Bulk of the series. That's okay. Name Arthur Digby Sellers mean anything to you? Little show called, what was the show he wrote called? You guys, of course, you guys may or may not know I'm talking Big Lebowski. It wasn't Wagon Train. It was something like, it wasn't Rawhide. Something like that, though. Oh, I wish I was in cash. Wish I had 50% cash. 50% bullshit, 50% cheeseburger. That's my allocation. If I was a bodybuilder back in the day, I bet you were, Lisa. I was never a bodybuilder. I would spend about 5 hours a day in the gym, just lifting, doing Stairmaster. Still fat. Couldn't get the diet component just right. I was very strong, but my biggest strength was always my man boobs. I've been man boobing for fun and profit since probably the late 90s. So I pretty much have my system dialed in man boob wise. Anyway, guys, I got a musical request for Total Eclipse of the Heart for one of my viewers. I'll try to do that a little bit later on. I don't normally do musical requests because this is a very serious show, very serious indeed. But I will entertain that request on a case-by-case basis. Of course, I would like to thank the great, I don't have any information, Redondo Beach 2, on who the next CFO might be. I think it's going to be a high-profile hire. It wasn't Bandit. Does anybody know the movie? Subway after the gym for us. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I hate to admit the amount of times I go right from the gym, just like absolutely, totally exhausted and just get a bucket of KFC. What a fat guy move. I made so many fat guy moves, guys. I'm sometimes embarrassed. I try to decoy the people at the drive-thru and be like, no mustard on that third burger. But sir, there's no one in the car with you. I know, but my roommate's back at home. I'm getting us each one burger. There's no way I'm going to pull over right around the corner and eat 3 burgers in shame. Are you okay, sir? You still want the burgers? Yes. Oh, yeah, KFC is totally disgusting. I completely agree. What's up, Payush? Payush, of course, loading SoFi today. I don't even have to ask. March Madness bracket is set. Payush, I predict we'll be winning that pool. We got Gus's world famous only. Yeah, Gus's. Yeah, that's the chicken. I never get down there. I haven't had Gus's since pre-COVID. I didn't even know it was still there. Where is that? Like Culver City? Am I wrong? Where the hell is it? By the airport? I'm thinking of the right place. That's Not a Lurker. Sounds just like Bugs Bunny. No, I know that wasn't really a Bugs Bunny. Anyway, guys, rate cuts are incoming. Payush loading shares is incoming. Not a Lurker vomiting all over himself is incoming. Hopefully not at the regatta on his nice, beautiful blazer or white sailor's cap. Of course, I have the great QT indicating that she needs to go to the restroom and this show needs to end. I'm out of mini waters. I want to thank, of course, the great Savage of Wall Street. Yeah, Savage, that was the last place I was buying. It was like 125 and I sold at 450. So I can't argue with you. I think it could easily go back there. I mean, they barely make any money, guys. Tesla barely makes any money right now. I think they will. I think but a lot of the battery stuff was a pipe dream. I mean, they're not beating CATL. They're not beating BYD. They can't build these batteries in Nevada at a lower cost than any of these companies can in China. No fucking way. And the structural pack being part of the car, I mean, it's a great, I'm not saying that Tesla's not a great engineering company, but they cannot compete at the low end. The Cybertrucks, I hate to say it, guys, and I know a lot of you guys are going to crucify me, but the Cybertruck is just a raging, piece of shit. It's just it's not a vehicle that is going to help Tesla's bottom line, even though it's a high margin item. They're just not like, who wants a Cybertruck? Rich douchebags in the city who aren't pickup truck buyers. Pickup truck drivers they want to buy this Silverado EV. I just don't get, why didn't they focus on the semi? Why didn't they focus on the taxi? Why didn't they focus on, you could make a car that's cheaper than a Model 3, but that's not cheaper than some of the Chinese alternatives. Maybe 7,000-8,000 less than a Model 3. Maybe it's a stripped down single motor Model 3. You call it something else. All they're talking about is Tesla's constantly innovating, constantly innovating, constantly innovating. All I see is a flat headlight, guys. I don't know. I'm not down on Elon. I'm not down on the company for political reasons. That's another thing. But I'm not seeing meaningful innovation driving value for shareholders right now. They'd say, well, the robots are coming. Robo-taxis coming. I don't think full self-driving's to robo-taxi right now, guys. I'm watching it all. I've seen it in person. I watch a lot of it online. I follow, I don't think it's there yet. I don't think it's there yet. Maybe another year. But I've been saying that, for 5 years. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Savage. I agree with you on that. It's going to be all these things, but it's just not them yet. And everybody wants to ascribe the value now to the cars and the deliveries. You remember, that one guy who's always on with the little hat. He's like, Tesla, their lead is insurmountable. It's unassailable. He's like, they're going to put all other car companies out of business by 2025 or 2030. And if you don't agree with me, you're an idiot who can't think. And then all of a sudden, BYD passes you already. Toyota's not going anywhere. Even GM's not going anywhere right now. Now, like Chrysler and some of these, they're having a lot of trouble. And Ford. But it's not Tesla that's killing them. They're killing themselves. It's the Chinese that's killing them. Just self-inflated. So slow to change. Like Chrysler, what people want is a 6.2 liter engine that brakes every other day, getting 8 miles to the gallon. That's what people want. Yeah, people will finance those cars who can't afford them. I'll be sitting down at CarMax getting rusty. Anyway, guys, it's been an hour and 2 minutes. I absolutely hate you so much. Princess J, I love you. Not a lurker. Alberto Bertiables, thank you so much. All my great viewers, I really appreciate you. Peace. I'm out.